very principle of angle of attack, okay? Every airplane has an alpha range from the lowest, which relative wind hits that wing. Okay, so every aircraft has an alpha range from cruise. As you pitch back, you get higher and higher angles of attack. That relationship, or that relative from relative wind to the wing, is a linear change. In other words, you can't jump from here all the way to stall, right? As you pull back on that yoke, you're going to transition from here all the way to here. Well, what we do with our system is there's a probe that goes underneath the wing, and then it translates once calibrated to a computer, and then from that computer, typically a pilot is going to buy one of our displays and then put it in the aircraft. Okay, so now what I want you to do is hold this again, and I want to show you how this works. Okay, in one hand hold it, in the other hand I want you to pull the tail down. Now you're in cruise right now, right? Grab onto the horizontal stabilizer. Okay, and pull that down, and look at the transition. As you continue to pull it down, you'll pull down to the blue light, lift it back up a little bit, pull it down, or the donut. That's 1.3. So as you come in for an approach in your pilot operating handbook, it says your perfect approach speed is 30% margin away from stall. As you start to pull in or come in for an approach, you use thrust to increase or decrease your descent rate. So you position where you want to go, but that angle of attack hasn't changed, has it? Okay, now the other thing that you'll learn as a pilot is when you're going straight and level, and if that donut's on, you're safe. That's 30% away from stall. If you keep adding power and you want to roll it into a 30 degree or 60 degree bank, and that donut's on, you're still 30% away from stall, but your airspeed needs to be a lot higher, right? Yeah. So you could even be in a 45 degree bank maneuver, as long as that donut's on, you're still 30% margin away from stall. So now pull the tail down a little bit more. Hold it straight and level. Pull it down. Right, a little bit more. When the triangle's on, you're in imminent stall. That's going to happen. So push the tail back up again a little bit. Okay, right at the donut. So now right there, you know that lift curve that you see where you go all the way to the top? Right at the peak of that lift curve, you're safe. But once you start pulling that tail down a little bit, just pull it down a little bit, not that much, just right there. Now you're just on the other side of the lift curve, right? If you're just starting to lose enough lift where you're starting to sink, okay? If you pull it down even further, you're going to start to sink faster, and you're going to put it into the buffet, and then if you pull it down too much, one of the wings will drop and you'll stall the airplane. Isn't that cool? So now when you pull it all the way back up, keep going, that's cruise. Pull the tail down. Now you have a range on the other side of the lift curve where you're coming into the yellow, pull it down. Now you've got so much lift up here, you have the ability to climb, maneuver, and you have a surplus of lift in that wing. Isn't that neat? Yeah.